Okay, so before I make another video, I thought I should make something slightly more quick and off the cuff to address a major issue that has just cropped up. YouTube's broken and corrupt copyright system is once again struck. I myself have one video which is now not available in Germany and has been monetized by a large corporation, and to be honest I don't care too much. All in all, I've not done too badly on this channel. It is worth noting though that this entire channel has now been future-proof for copyright issues, so I won't be going anywhere on the account of YouTube's copyright system anytime soon. Now, first off, I want to get this out of the way. Let's players, gamers, everyone like that, you're not special snowflakes. This has been happening to people for years and years and years. In fact, YouTube's broken copyright system is why places like That Guy with the Glasses and the Cinema Snob even exist in the first place, because YouTube is not a stable platform for people like that. A lot of their members fell prey to the exact same system that is now biting gamers. Basically, what YouTube has done is to extend the amount of copyright checking that is done to average normal videos that get put up for unpartnered channels. They're extending that out to network partner channels, which are myself and many other YouTubers who all have a partnership through a network such as Fullscreen or RPM, which is what I'm with, or Maker Studios or whatever else. You see, here's the official statement from YouTube. We recently enabled content ID scanning on channels identified as affiliates of multi-channel networks. This has resulted in new copyright claims for some users based on policies set by the relevant content owners. As ever, channel owners can easily dispute content ID claims if they believe those claims are invalid. In essence, a bunch of big gamers have been hit by copyright matches. So what does a match mean for a particular video? Well, the most important thing out of all the things is that the video will be blocked in some countries, but mainly that the person cannot make any money off the video that is being matched. A really simple example to consider is Angry Joe. He was hit by 60 to 70 matches total out of his 500 videos. In other words, he cannot monetize about 14 to 16% conservatively of his content. So in other words, his revenue is going to fall by 14 to 16% overall, which is a decent chunk. It's not the end of the world for him. He will still probably be producing videos, but that is definitely a massive blow. But then on the other hand, there's examples like Classic Game Room, who has basically just quit. The channel has over 300,000 subscribers and is a really respected game review channel, but the copyright issues on that channel have proven so dire that they can't continue making videos on YouTube because they're not going to be making enough money to make YouTube videos sustainable anymore. And I really do feel for channels like that actually have a really good production standard and actually have a lot of production cost into what they do. So that has been pretty difficult on Classic Game Room, and they're basically just retreated to their own website. The problem though I'm having with some people in all of this, particularly people like Darkside Phil, is they have this sort of entitled attitude emerging where they think that posting videos to YouTube and earning money off those videos is some sort of God-given inalienable right, which it obviously is not. You basically have the privilege of posting videos here and attracting an audience here. It's not a right. YouTube can just pull the rug out from under you at any particular point, and they seem to love doing that these days, whether you like it or not. There's also a lot of talk about fair use in all of this, people saying these videos are fair use, and they are fair use. It would be a perfectly valid argument if, for example, these were going up on some sort of public access show, or these videos were going up out on TV or something like that. But the thing is that most people don't understand, YouTube doesn't give a fucking shit about fair use. They haven't for years now. In practice, here on YouTube, fair use just doesn't apply. You can argue for fair use, but 9 times out of 10, even if you're completely right, they are going to ignore you. Many movie critics have been chased off the site because of this exact fact over the years. See the Cinema Snob's video down below for exactly why he left, and all of this happened many years ago. You see, the thing I've learnt about YouTube over the 2+ years I've been producing content for YouTube is that it is an ever increasing game of I've altered the deal, pray I do not alter it any further. At the end of the day though, it's YouTube's house, so we have to follow its stupid rules. As stupid as those rules are, they basically hold everybody to hostage. There's no bigger site out there. There's no site with more content, there's no site with a bigger audience out there that we can simply move to. I think Vimeo's a nice site. I have a Vimeo account, and this video and all my future videos are going to be simulcast on here and Vimeo, but to be honest, I don't know if Vimeo and other sites will ever manage to replace YouTube. YouTube was the first in the market. It has that first mover advantage behind it, and they know it. They know that they're the only game in town, or the major game in town. It's basically a complete monopoly as far as they're concerned, so they are just doing whatever the hell they want, and anything that'll make the partners and other shareholders and so on and so forth happy is exactly what they're going to do. This is precisely why I will never rely on YouTube as a main source of income or anything like that. Not that I make enough money anyway, but still, even if I was earning $1 billion trillion every year off YouTube, I would not have this as my main job. But enough doom and gloom. All is not lost, in fact far from it. We can fix this. I've had my videos go through content ID and monetization approval before on previous channels, so I can share with you some tips if you're a Let's Player or gamer that uses footage in their videos for getting around content ID. It is actually pretty easy. So the first thing you want to do is put your video which you're going to make monetized onto private or unlisted when it's first uploaded, and wait until it's approved for monetization, and always check for content ID claims. Content ID claims come in once the video has been fully processed, which means you can upload a video on private first and see if it goes through before you make it public and send it to your subscribers, and if it doesn't go through you can delete the video, re-edit it and re-upload it. Another thing to note is of course that not all gameplay footage is not allowed to be monetized. There are actually companies which will allow you and welcome monetization. You can find a full list of these companies and their terms for you using their footage down below via Reddit. Using their content is perfectly okay in your videos. The main thing for gamers here is that you also avoid any sort of cutscenes, because those are things that the companies unambiguously own, and same for footage from trailers and stuff like that. The company owns that entirely. There is no copyright grey area there, and those always trigger content ID claims. Now, in terms of gameplay footage in general, and this is where things start to get tricky, I suggest using some simple editing tricks to avoid the content ID system. Try flipping the image horizontally, which is the most common technique, otherwise known as flopping. If you mirror the image horizontally, it usually fools the sensors. Or try putting some sort of border or frame around the footage itself. Changing the size of the footage on the screen, such as changing the aspect ratio, is a pretty good technique. You also might want to try changing the colors and messing with the brightness and contrast, and so on and so forth. All of those solutions have worked in the past and they will work again. So if you try those simple editing techniques, which you can accomplish in anything from Sony Vegas to Windows Movie Maker, you should be able to definitely get around the system. Now, in terms of sound, for the most part you should be okay as long as you're talking over the thing. You want to avoid long passages where the music is playing, because that's usually going to get you ID'd. The trick with audio in general though is pitch. Lowering or raising the pitch enough to get around the system is something that people have been doing for years and to a great deal of success. In fact, people like Alex Owns Your Face and That's So Jack, who are quite annoying music video makers, have made a career out of shifting copyright songs pitch up and then lip syncing to those songs, and they've got away without any copyright ramifications and managed to make huge amounts of money off this. So shifting pitch is a good technique. Now, what I wanted to get through here is that if you want to game the system, it is incredibly easy to do. All it requires is a slight bit of creative editing and a little bit of creative thinking. That's all. It doesn't require you changing your style of video, it doesn't require you really doing a hell of a lot. Just a few basic editing techniques will get you straight through the system. And this is why this is not the end of the world. You just need to be more mindful of copyright now than you have been in the past. That's the only thing. thing. Of course though, if there's another thing that I've learned about YouTube and Google over the years, it's that they genuinely, deeply don't give a shit about content creators' thoughts on changes they make to the website. So if you're thinking about complaining to them in some way, know that it's pointless. I've seen people try and fail before. So the ball is in our court now, and as content creators, either we have to adapt or we have to die. And I know what side I'm on. So game on, people. Game fucking on. So until my next video, I've been Dangerous Analysis. My website is hackboiler.net. You can find me over at Vimeo as well. And as always,
good night and good luck.